Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're very well indeed, and welcome to this very quick recap of Bitcoin and what we're looking for next. I wanted to come live here as I have just taken a short trade on Bitcoin, actually from the high that we've just saw for this swing failure pattern, just above $65,200. So seeing as I have just took this trade, I wanted to come live and give you a quick update of really what we can be looking for next. So I hope that you really enjoy this video. You can take something away from it and have a good time with me during this one. So yeah, hello, 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 hello. Holy moly, Daniel is the crypto version of Jesse Livermore. That is a very nice thing to say, and I take that as a great compliment. So yeah, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing well. I suppose I'll give a quick 5-minute recap to start off here of the video that I done yesterday, just to share my thoughts of what has happened since then. So yesterday, wow, what a move, right? 24 hours later. But yesterday, seems like a long time ago, we were just at this section of the chart. So just at the start of this parallel channel. Okay, and we had just seen the high built here, and we had this potential nice setup of a short trade. Just man, I'm trying to think back of what we were looking at on that short. This is a problem. I'm gonna have to go back and check my own video here because I cannot actually remember what we were looking at, man. Let's do this together. Now, this is the power of crypto, and you're taking so many trades a day. I forget what the chart even looked like 24 hours ago, to be honest with you. So this is the video. Of course, was in the long and still am in that long trade. So that long trade's still open. And we were looking at... oh, yeah, that was it. So at the time, of course, I've removed these levels now because they've been tapped. But we were looking at the potential of a short, right? Off of taking out the monthly high on the daily naked point of control. And really simply, there was no bearish reaction at these levels, so there was no short trade to be had. As I made it very clear, are you ready to short Bitcoin? I was ready to short Bitcoin at this level, but I always say, trade the reaction. There was no reaction at that level. So really simply, we go through 64,000. What's the next target is, of course, 65,000, the weekly naked point of control. And that's the reason why I have taken this short, just before coming on this stream, because we hit the naked point of control on this move to the upside. So do I think this is a likely of a massive reversal? Do I think 65,000 is the high? No, but this for me is like a nice setup, right? So we end with a swing failure pattern. We obviously slightly front run it this morning. Okay, this is like 4 a.m. But nevertheless, we got then the tap here. Okay, during New York. And for me, this is just like one of those simple things. I will always say trade the reaction. And for me, that's a reaction. Can I lose this trade? Absolutely, I can. Can I win this trade? Absolutely, I can. I'm now at the mercy of the markets. I still maintain my long from the lows down here off of the anchored VWAP. If you have forgotten that setup, well, you've forgotten that setup, but of course, I will remind you very quickly of what that looked like, because this was shared on YouTube actually during a live stream like we're in right now. I shared with you all the long trade setup that I was aiming for off of the anchored VWAP and the channel low. That was shared all ahead of time live on YouTube. We got that reaction absolutely perfectly down here at $56,800, and well, that's been going 2,000, 3,000, and now in $3,700 of profit right now. So yeah, that's the reason of the long. You all know about that one. That's nothing new. And yeah, the reason of the short, not anything out of the ordinary. Swing failure pattern onto the weekly naked point of control. For me, I mark out my levels. I remain patiently waiting for them. Alerts go off. Okay, so obviously my alert was not triggered this morning as we didn't hit that weekly naked point of control. We hit that alert going off today, $65,000 and $65,091. The alert goes off. The reaction is good enough for me to take a short, and here we are now. That short sat in $400 of profit. But what I want to explain is what I'm looking at next. I would like to hit my take profit one at this session VWAP. So this is obviously the session VWAP of the day. So I would like to see this hit into here for a take profit one. And then, of course, once again, just like I judged the reaction up here, I would judge the reaction here. Can I actually look to sculpt a long from here? Take profit on the short and expect new highs? Or actually do we not get this bullish reaction and we come down to hit the VWAP and we end up trickling all the way down to range low? So far we've simply gone from range low forming the range high. Oh, this was an ever so slight front run of the range low, but we were at the range value area low. Okay, so this was range value area low bounce all the way up to range high, looking down for the VWAP, and from the VWAP we make a decision. Do we get the support of the anchored VWAP and then look for continuation to new highs? Or of course, do we lose that session VWAP and see some weakness and make our way back down to the range low once more? Okay, so I'm simply trading the range till it breaks. Again, if you are a member of Chart Champions, well, this was the trade I taught you through this morning in the daily morning update, right? But even if you have not watched that daily live stream, you also would know this is a very standard trade for a champion. Just as the long was a very standard trade from the anchored VWAP, this is a very common setup that we take as champions. This short from the high, very common trade setup that we take. And what I want to really, really get into your brains here is, how I'm approaching these charts, right? So if you might look back to the video yesterday, I was ready for a short based off of the bearish reaction, if we had one, at around 63,200. Okay, we come into that level. There's no bearish reaction. We break out. For me, that's not a short trade. And so you can see the difference between what is a legit breakout. So if I just show you here, this is like a legit breakout. We could say, right, because we get closes through the level. This is closing through the level, so that's clearly what we would say not a bearish reaction. Whereas this, if you look at the stark difference here, this is clearly a wick onto the level. So for me, that is a stark difference, closing through the level, no bearish reaction, no short trade. This is a wick onto the level. Now, that's for me classed as a bearish reaction in itself, just visually, and you get the short trade, right? So it's just a simple case of marking out the levels of interest, looking for the reaction, judging and seeing for yourself, is that a bullish or bearish reaction? Yes or no? Do I have a trade? Yes or no? When I see closes through, the answer is no. When I see wicks through, obviously the answer is yes, because I'm in that short, right? So that's what I'm going for here. And that's really what I'm looking at. So yeah, I'd like to see the VWAP hit. That's where I'll look in, take profit 1 on this short, where I'm looking to take 0.3 Bitcoin, so around 30% profit there, right? So I'd like to look at 30% and then could set stop loss to break even, for example, and see how it goes from the VWAP. Or alternatively, right, we do front run the VWAP and we just head up from here. And then, my friends, yes, of course, I will take a loss on that short trade. Not a worry at all, but I will take a loss on that short trade and then simply let this long continue to run for greater profits. So that's kind of the game plan right now on Bitcoin, and why I wanted to just come live just to talk you through the charts, what we're looking at currently, and of course we can explain what we're looking at next. So I will always say trade the range till it breaks. That's looking for shorts at the high, longs at the low, but eventually we are going to break out this range. Of course, my preferred scenario would be something like this, at least hit that VWAP before the break. But if we do get the breakout here, I will remind you of one final thing, and that is this three peaks pattern, where you actually get the first high, the second high, and you look for something like this, one more high, okay, and then you get a reversal. And this is just a standard 3 peaks, so this is a more of a bearish reversal pattern, okay, just something to be aware of. So if we get this, of course I would get stopped out my short, but I would be happy to take another one. Okay, but if we do get more of a what I would class, maybe like legit breakout, if we start to break out here, no bearish reaction, candle closes above, I actually would be really more inclined to like to see 67,500. Okay, so this would be my major target above a 67,500. Do I think we can get that? Absolutely yes. Of course, I've took a short trade here, but this is a very low term time frame scalp trade. This is not really aiming for a massive reversal. Okay, why? Because I do think on the higher term time frame, this is very bullish. We have just seen a failed auction of the low. We have reclaimed some major levels. Of course, the value area low of the range now fully reclaimed, fully trading above. And now we're coming into, the range point of control, which is at 67,000 just above. So that's for me the next major level. That's where I would be looking for, the next potential major reversal, let's say. So yeah, I would say higher term time frame for me. Ultimately, we are just range bound, right? We are simply range bound on the higher term time frame. On medium term time frame, leaning more bullish. Why? Because we formed a failed auction. And of course, on the lower term time frame, I also am leaning more bullish. So I definitely am leaning more bullish than bearish. I am expecting higher prices to come to at least test this 67, 500. So yeah, you know, the famous saying, right? Keep your shorts short. So if you take a short trade, you don't want to be staying in it too long. And keep your longs long. And it's exactly what I'm going to be looking for here. Of course, this long now been in it for a few days, keeping the long, and this short I'm looking to stay in for a few hours. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, what I'll do with that is hit take profit one and let the rest of the trade run. But yeah, I'm not really expecting a massive reversal from 65k. I am ultimately expecting higher prices to come. So yeah, I suppose I can educate you something really quickly, and that is, Daniel, if you are bullish on this time frame, Daniel, if you are expecting higher, why did you take a short trade on Bitcoin? I can answer that very simply for you. The answer would be we had a valid reaction, we had a valid trade setup, and for me, even though, yes, I expect higher, I still am not going to turn down a high probability trade setup, right? So if I've got statistics on this trade, I know it wins more than it loses. I understand, well, if I've got that trade setup, even if I have a bias that we're going higher, I have more than enough reason to enter that trade when that setup is given to me. Absolutely, I can lose the trade. I'm more than happy, more than comfortable with that. I understand it can lose, but if you're given a high probability trade setup, one would take that high probability trade setup, right? So my personal bias is higher prices to come, but at the end of the day, if I get a nice intraday short, well, I'll take that nice intraday short, right? So that's kind of why I take a short trade, even though I am expecting higher. And I always do think it's a nice position to be in, that when you are also in a long from lower, taking a short is slightly easier psychologically, because I know if I get stopped out of this short and I take a loss on this short for a few $100s, well, that long is going to be making a few $100s of more profit, right? So it's kind of one of those things that I can aid myself psychologically speaking, of thinking, rather than being a bit like, oh, I could take a loss on this trade, even though that wouldn't really psychologically affect me, but let's say it does, it aids it definitely. I'm not going to lie, it does aid it, knowing if I get stopped out this short, well, I've got a long that's going to make more profits, right? So that's always a nice position to be in if you can get a really nice long trade entry, okay, as you're going for shorts up at the highs. It is a nice position to be in, knowing, I can get stopped out that short. It will, of course, take a loss, but that loss is going to be minimized because the long is going to make more profits, right? So it's always a nice position to be in. And the only way you can get in that position, right, is by doing your TA and remaining a little bit patient. So yeah, let's see what everybody is up to. This is just going to be a quick stream, by the way, maybe 15 more minutes. I do not plan for this to be a long stream. I just wanted to really quickly go live and just say hello to everybody, explain this trade. I thought it was a nice opportunity to go live briefly. Just to say hello, make sure everybody's okay, take some questions, and then yeah, I'll call it a night. So yeah, let's see what people are up to. I just want to check something very quickly. Okay, yeah, perfect. So let me see. Let's pop out the chat here. We just see something as well. Oh, we have 14 viewers over on Twitch. Shout out to the Twitch viewers right now. Hello, Twitch. And hello, Facebook view. I'm live right now, by the way, on Facebook. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on Kick. And we are live, of course, on YouTube. So we are restreaming across the board today. For whatever your preferred platform is, you will be able to find us. So let's pop out the chat. Let's say hello to the chat. And yeah, keep our eye on Bitcoin as we progress. So hola, el capitano. Hola, amigos. Sound is good, my friend. Sound is good. Thank you for that. Blessings all. Hello. Smash the lights, my friends. Daniel, what's the point to be simultaneously in a long and a short? What are the position sizes? So the reason why you'd want, of course, you don't want to be 64,600, enter a long and a short at the same position. That makes no sense in the world, right? makes no sense to open a long and a short at the same price. Well, the reason why it's good to enter a long and a short at the same time is, well, the exact reason I'm in one now. I have a long from pretty much the low of this impulsive move to the upside. It's nice to enter a short up at the highs because at some point we're going to get a bigger downtrend, right? I do not think it's now. I am expecting higher. But nevertheless, we can get, you know, if we do hit the VWAP, right, I can get a nice 1% profit off here on the shorts and then expect higher to come. So the reason why it's nice to be in long and short simultaneously at the same time, again, you never enter at the exact same price, but if you can have a short from the low, my bad, if you can have a long from the low and a short from the high, man, this aids so much psychologically in position managing, in just being happy, knowing I can make profits whatever happens next. Let's say Bitcoin does crash down to 61,000. I'm going to be in such a comfortable position, right? Because I still have a long from 56,000, okay? And I'll have a short from 65,000. I can be really comfortable at that point knowing, well, if we dump down massively, I'll get stopped out of my long and I'll let that short run for even more profits. Or if we pumped massively from there, well, I'd get stopped out the short and I can keep my long running for even more profits. So I really like to put myself in these positions of longs from the low, shorts from the high, and then like relax. You know, I finished this stream tonight. I'm actually going outside. I'm going to play football with my friends. You know, and I'm not going to be looking at the charts. I'm not going to be thinking, oh, I'm only in a short. If price pumps, I'm going to get wrecked. Or oh, I'm only in a long. If price dumps, I'm going to get wrecked. I can go out tonight, turn off from the charts, relax, and just think when I come back, I'm going to be making more profits. Okay, I will place a stop loss, of course, on these trades. I do not like to have stop losses when I'm at my computer because I feel I'm a better trader from managing actively those positions. But of course, if I'm not at the computer, then I would place a stop loss. So I know I'll be able to come back and be very comfortable thinking, hey, if I get stopped out this short, then I'm going to be looking for more profits on the longs. If I get stopped that long, I'll be looking for more profits on the short. It's just a really nice, comfortable position to be in, especially for you day traders. You know, it's even as swing traders. It's just a very nice place to be it from a psychological standpoint, but also from, of course, a trader's standpoint. If you can simply have long from lows, short from highs, okay, then you can remain patient for more data, for more of a higher probability of where the next trade is going to be coming from, right? So I personally feel we're going higher next. But if I am wrong, and this was the high, and we dump from here, well, if I have no short trade open, well, I'm just going to lose profits on the long, and that's, you know, not a good place to be. And I'm going to be chasing a short. And so, yeah, to avoid that, that's why we go for longs at the low and shorts at the high. And the position sizes right now, this is 1 Bitcoin on the short, so that equals $64,000, half a Bitcoin on the long, and that is $28,000. So that are the position sizes, 1 and 0.5 Bitcoin, 64,000, 28,000, and that is why I like to do that. Hello, Igor, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Igor was obviously live trading today, and yeah, so yeah, nice to see you once again, my friends. The Somerset accent coming through. Love it, love it, love it. Phil says hello, Igor, as well. Hello, Igor. This guy says his weekly naked point of control is sat lower on Atus. Igor Church, classic TBO. Yeah, this is the thing. If you're on different platforms, you might get different numbers. I am taking this, of course, from Exo. Yeah, I'm not using Atus. I'm using Exo, so that's all I'm going to say. Should be the same numbers, really. If we're on the same tick sizes, of course, for those numbers. Did we already hit the bottom going for 67,000? I personally do feel that I don't want to say an overall, you know, massive low in, but I do feel for now higher is to come next. Okay, and I will always be this type of trader that makes informed decisions. So I feel we are going, yes, $60,000, okay, before we hit new lows. But I'm not going to say that the bottom is in, because I know we can hit $67,000, have a really good bearish reaction, epic short trade entry, and then we make our way down. Okay, of course, I also know we can hit 67K and blast straight through. And, you know, that's of course positive. But level to level trading, that's my next resistance. That's my next like major target. And, you You know, I'm just a level to level trader. So do I feel the bottom is in? I think there's a very nice setup of a failed auction, which would mean the bottom is in locally, but I'm not saying the bottom's in for the next year to come. But I do think within this movement, yes, higher is to come next. Where I have so basically what I've been doing again. So this is the way that I trade when I'm at my computer. I do not have a hard stop loss. I prefer to trade reactionary based trading, looking at the order flow, and basically use the stop loss at my computer. So if I see a reason to close, then I'll close the trade. But in terms of hard stop loss when I'm asleep, the way that I manage this is trailing it up. So I've been having my stop loss around 60,000, and now where I would place it tonight when I sleep would actually not be at these lows. I would still keep it below 60,000, to be honest with you, because I know that there is another long trade setup at the range low. So I like to go 2 higher lows back. Of course, this would be 2 higher lows back, but this for me is too tight. This is more of a potential very nice swing trade for higher. So I will be keeping my stop loss below 60K while I sleep. If I get stopped out, yeah, I'll still make probably about 1.5 grand of profit. So not too bad. But I do not want to have a tight stop loss when I sleep, because I do recognize the setup of trading the range till it breaks, right? So I like to avoid placing my stop loss in a place where I would actually look for a long. So yeah, especially on this is a very nice swing trade entry that I got now. So does Chart Champion still have 70% off? No, we do not have 70% off, and yeah, we're never going to be doing a sale like that again. So yeah, we done a 70% off sale a few months back, but it was not something that I really would say I would do again, to be honest with you. So yeah, no, really simply put, no, we do not have a 70% sale off, and there's no plans of another 70% sale. So yeah, there you go. Hi Daniel, are you actually saying the house always wins? Let me show you something. As you mentioned that, let me show you this. The question is, my friends, let's also say the chat. The question is, does the house Daniel always wins? What's your perspective, guys? Is the house going to win this one? But I will also show you a little sneak preview. Well, it's not really a sneak preview. You've all seen it. But we'll also show you the conservative trading account that we got going on here, which is still sat in this beautiful 100% win rate. That's 27 wins, 0 losses. That's, of course, 100% win rate. And this account, I took a period here of no trades, of course, but once again we've resumed the uptrends. So yeah, very nice position to be in. And I did take a quick scalped short on Bitcoin, so you're going to see another $20 of profit add on tomorrow. This of course only updates tonight, but I did take this was a quick scalp short. This was an in and out. But I did take a quick scalp short on Bitcoin on this account. Again, this is just the conservative account, just going for those quick ins and outs. So yeah, I took another win. So that will be 28 wins tomorrow when this updates, after another Bitcoin win. Of course, this is the conservative account. I really am going for only the best trades. This is the aggressive account. You know, I'm taking trades which are is a more aggressive and you know, much more probabilities of losing. So it's like this short, I do ultimately expect to lose it, right? And that's why I'm putting it on the aggressive account. This is my golden conservative account, going for the best trades, and I'm very proud to be still maintaining this 100% win rate. So the house is always winning currently, but we all know that's going to come to an end at some point. Is it worth to enter short if we get bearish CVD? I personally wouldn't be short in a retest here. I do it because overall, if this was like 70,000, 67,500, then I'd be like more interested to short a retest here, because for me this is not a major level, and I am expecting higher. My personal opinion would be I would not be looking to short or compound this short on a retest, because ultimately I am still expecting higher. Okay, so yeah, that would be my answer for why I wouldn't short a retest here, because ultimately I do not feel this is a big enough level, and I do actually expect this high to be taken out. I think the next local short trade would be the one off of the three peaks, and you get one more peak and then down. So that would be my next trade, not short in a retest, to be honest with you. So Again, no financial advice, right? You have to do your own analysis and ideas, but yeah, don't want to put you off the trade if that's your plan. Live on OnlyFans. What do you think, guys? Get the if we go live on OnlyFans, it's definitely not going to be on OnlyFans. We are going to be live on OnlyFibs. You all know that's the new meta for us traders. We're live on OnlyFibs. How are your higher term time frame Elliott wave counts looking at the moment? Covered higher term time frame Elliott wave counts on Sunday during the Champions live stream. I'm going to be wrapping this up in a few minutes. So I'm not going to go through Elliott waves here. But yeah, if you want to see my latest Elliott wave count, they are covered in the last few Champions live streams. So you will be able to see the perspective there. Champions 266 2 days ago. By the way, I want to show you something really cool. If you haven't seen already, we now do have this brand new learning track. So you can actually select the type of trader you want to be and you want to be learning about. So if you want to be studying swing trader, we have handpicked from all of our massive content library the only videos that you need to watch if you want to be a swing trader. The same for day trader, the same for scalp trader. So this is a really cool new feature. A lot of people are really liking it. We have, handpicked these videos, put them into a track. So it's not just a course anymore from beginner to master, covering everything. You can now select the trading style that you want to learn and watch only the videos from that section. So yeah, we never stop working, literally. But yeah, this is a brand new feature that we just released, and I do think it's really cool, actually. There you go. The learning track is amazing. Very good idea. I'm glad you're enjoying it, my friends. There you go. That's we're live on OnlyFibs, my friends. When alt season, I mean, if you have been trading alts recently, I think there's been some very nice moves. I don't want to like say alt season or not alt season, but I do think altcoins are very, very, very nice to trade. I've been trading recently the most people coin, so this is what I have been trading the most. It's just called people. It's been pumping very nicely, still on the move. Look at this. This is a golden coin to be trading. This is what I've traded recently. And yeah, it's had a massive move from the lows up now 78%. So yeah, this has been the coin that I've been trading the most. I go through stages. I was trading a lot of Pepe, then I was trading a lot of beer coin, then I was trading a lot of I was trading a bit of AVAX, right? Now I'm trading a lot of people coin. So yeah, this is what I'm trading the most. Alt season, well, I don't care if it's alt season or not. I just want to find something nice, volatile, well-respected asset. And for me right now, that's people coin. And yeah, I think I'm going to bring it up to a low here. I do have football literally kickoff is in half an hour. I do need to get changed and ready. This was more of just a really, really quick stream just to say hello. Yeah, just give an update. Overall, I remain bullish. Overall, I do expect new highs. So yeah, it was just come in here, say hello. Very nice to see you all. And we can start on that. I'd like to know how you're maintaining your edge as the market evolves. Let's go over that. Remind me, tune into the stream, ask this first, and I'll go over that question next time because yeah, I can give a very informative insights, I do believe, on this one. So how do you find these coins with such high volatility? You know what? I'm going to end with a little bit of a teaser for you all, because tomorrow, my friends, I do have a live stream for the contenders and the champions called Creating the Altcoin List. So if you want to know how I am finding these coins to trade, how I went through Beer Coin, Pepe Coin, now People Coin, there is a method behind the madness. And tomorrow I have a contenders session, which is an educational video of explaining how I find these alts, how I put them into the list, how I trade them. And so all about altcoins, that is tomorrow. Definitely not going to be at 1 a.m. So I need to update that time. But yeah, tomorrow for the contenders and the champions, I'll be teaching you all about how I find these alts, how I'm trading these alts, and how we are managing getting these lists set up. So yeah, that's a little preview. If you want to see that, you can absolutely make that via joining the membership over at chartchampions.com. That's where you get the live trading streams. That's where you get the education. So you get the Discord updates and the trade updates throughout the day, everything that you need in a one-stop shop, right? So the platform, chartchampions.com, check that out if you're interested. For everybody else, hope that you've enjoyed this one. Was just a quick update. Overall, yes, I'm expecting higher. And if you want to see more from myself and the team, check us out over on the website, right? So yeah, that's going to be me signing out. Got to go to football. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. And see if we can hit 75K. $67,000 next. Cheers, everybody. Thank you, and let's be signing out. Goodbye.